Well, these children just need inspiring. As usual, being influenced by movies, in this case Dead Poets Society, I thought I'll do the Robin Williams part. I'll laugh and joke and I'll inspire them and bring them to life and get them interested in being creative and individualistic. And it works for a short time. This is my third video on my impressions of China. I've said before, I went over there and I was teaching at a training school where children go after their full day at school and or at the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I was teaching children sometimes as young as 3. Sometimes you have a kindergarten class. You're not teaching, you're babysitting. And you maybe try and teach them 5 words, make an hour's lesson out of that. That's the hardest work there is. The hardest age group to actually physically teach are the 7, 8-year-olds. They just tend to want to play and run around, and it's they don't really want to learn. But as they get a little bit older than that, they become very, very quiet, subdued, extremely obedient, which is actually easy for a teacher. But you kind of feel something's not quite right here. Like the light goes out of their eyes. And a lot of this is because of the culture that exists between the parents and their children. Sort of allow them to run wild as little kids, but when, they're like 7, 8 years old, it's like, it's time to grow up. And not unusual in China for parents to physically beat their children for not doing their homework, which is sort of so against our tradition in the West, certainly what I know. This is not acceptable, but it's very, very common in China. The children are all cowed and subdued after that age. Now, me, being naive and immature at every stage of my life, I didn't understand the way things were. I thought, well, these children just need inspiring. And as usual, being completely influenced by movies, in this case Dead Poets Society, I thought I'll do the Robin Williams part. I'll laugh and joke and I'll inspire them and bring them to life and get them interested in being creative and individualistic. And it works for a short time until the children get hammered into the ground again by their parents. And there's not much you can do about this. You're fighting an entire culture. It taught me a few lessons about what not to do. But I have to say, without that aspect of teaching, I did lose interest in teaching. After a certain age, children either want to learn, they either want to study or they don't. The ones that want to study, they are kind of a pleasure to teach, but they don't really need a teacher. They're disciplined and they read and they study by themselves. And the others who don't want to learn, there is nothing you can do. They're either disruptive to the class or they just create a bad vibe. If you don't have that spirit of wanting to inspire or uplift, which I did originally for a while, I lost interest in teaching, is the truth. Actually went more away from classroom teaching to teaching adults one-on-one. I did some teaching in some companies, sometimes like in corporate style boardrooms, teaching employees. And often they would send a VIP car to come and pick me up. It was very, very nice treatment, but they were usually under so much pressure with work that attendance was very, very variable. Often we had to drive quite a distance just to get there. I always preferred to do my teaching either at the weekends or in the evenings, so I'd have my days free. This was daytime teaching. You're going to drive out during the day or at the end of the day just to give a 1-hour class, even if you're getting well paid for it. It doesn't seem worth it. I ended up going back to the classroom teaching and just doing it part-time at weekends. So I was able to save money, and everything seems cheap in China. Utilities, water and electric, and even rent, all very low compared to the West. So that side of things, quite easy. Hi everyone, my name is Neil Carpenter. I am the computer games developer who made Lord Temin's Fortress. You can see the description below. If you like this video, please subscribe or like. Thank you. Have a great day.